Hey everyone, hello. So I was inspired to make today's video because of my friend Dwayne. He had asked me what was an NPC, and after explaining it to him, I thought I'd make a video on it. So today we're diving into a word you've probably seen all over TikTok, X, and gaming culture, NPC. Now, if you're not familiar with gaming, the term NPC stands for non-player character. In video games, NPCs are the background characters, the villagers walking in loops, the shopkeepers saying the same lines, the ones coded to react in predictable ways. But in modern slang, it is much more. So let's start with the basics. In slang, NPC has become a label for someone who seems to lack independent thought or a unique personality. Someone who's just drifting, going through the motions, or running on autopilot. It describes people who repeat whatever opinion is trending, act robotic or overly scripted, show little emotional expression, and follow the crowd without questioning anything. In short, calling someone an NPC is like saying, you're not the main character of your own life, you're just following someone else's programming. But how did a gaming term end up becoming a full-on cultural adjective? The shift started online, of course. Memes and videos began showcasing people acting in repetitive or overly predictable ways, often with captions like NPC behavior, and pretty soon the term took off. The term NPC the reason NPC exploded has a lot to do with the moment we're living in. Think about it. We scroll the same feeds. We copy the same dances. We repeat the same jokes, catchphrases, and trending sounds. And a lot of what we see is algorithmically generated. So the term NPC taps into a deeper fear many of us have. Are we actually making our own choices, or are we being programmed by the culture around us? When someone says NPC, it's not always meant to be mean. Sometimes it's playful, like pointing out a friend doing something hilariously predictable. But other times it's used to dismiss people's viewpoints as unoriginal or robotic. Humor is a huge part of why the term stuck. Calling someone an NPC can be funny, especially when videos mimic the glitchy, repetitive movements of video game characters. But on the flip side, the term can turn into an insult pretty fast. Labeling someone an NPC often implies their opinions aren't real. They're not thinking for themselves. They're just parroting what the internet or society tells them. And that type of labeling can shut down conversations. It becomes an easy way to avoid engaging with different perspectives. At its core, calling someone an NPC is really about questioning authenticity. Who's thinking independently and who's merely echoing the crowd? Here's the twist. Every single one of us probably exhibits NPC behavior at some point. We all fall into routines or repeat the same lines, rely on social scripts, follow trends without thinking, and go through days on mental autopilot. I've been guilty of this myself sometimes. Humans are pattern-based creatures, and in an era dominated by constant media consumption, it's easy to slip into predictable loops. So maybe the real question isn't who are the NPCs, but rather, how do we avoid becoming one? And honestly, the answer comes down to recognizing when you're living on autopilot. If the NPC meme has taught us anything, it's this: people crave authenticity. They want to be original. They want to be the main character of their own story. This doesn't mean you need to reinvent yourself every day, but it does mean think before you share an opinion. Question why you like what you like. Challenge your routine once in a while. Explore new ideas instead of copying what's trending. And live with intention instead of default settings. Being mindful turns the autopilot off. So, the next time you hear someone being called an NPC, or you catch yourself doing the same routine for the 10th day in a row, take a second to ask, am I choosing this or just performing it? At the end of the day, the slang might be memes and jokes, but the conversation behind it is real. We're all trying to live lives that feel genuine, original, and fully ours. So yeah, that's it for today's video on NPCs. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who might be stuck in NPC mode today. All right, everyone, take care. Peace.